Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2023 and another part of the Williams Road to Glory career mode. Today we are back with the British Grand Prix, and I thought, there wasn't a lot to catch you up on between races, so I thought we'd just hop straight into qualifying. We have got the British Grand Prix today, really looking forward to it. There's our setup for Esteban Ocon, looking pretty good there actually. I do think we could get to even higher percentage there. With Yuki Tsunoda, you can see it is there. I believe if we did move that to there, that would be 100% for Yuki Tsunoda. So we will go for that. Let's get ourselves into qualifying. So here we go. Really looking forward to this one. Of course, we've had two incredible races over the last two Grand Prix in Canada and Austria, and Esteban Ocon very much back into the championship picture, so let's see if he can have a positive qualifying performance. So straight away they are out there. Tsunoda's going to be following Esteban Ocon. I'm going to try and make this a bit of a quicker episode. I'm actually recording this at 5 o'clock on the day it is coming out. It is very much today's episode, if you like. So I am going to try and get out for the normal time of 7 o'clock, but probably will be more like 8 o'clock today. So I do apologise about that, but I have had a very, very busy time recently, and that's why it hasn't quite happened. But yeah, Ocon going through. He's purple in the first two sectors. Tsunoda following the McLaren of Lando Norris through, and Ocon does go quickest with a 1:25.1. Tsunoda actually goes 5th place with that. Was held up a little bit by Lando Norris at his home Grand Prix. So let's send Tsunoda straight back out there. Hopefully he'll be able to get a nice clean lap in and get himself into the top 10. Ocon currently in 3rd place. Tsunoda coming through now. I'm expecting to see it much quicker in the final sector, and he does come over the line, but it is still only 12th place for Yuki Tsunoda. Right, might have to be a brand new set of tyres for him then. I think Ocon's going to be safe, so quite happy to leave Ocon in the pits, or at least on the same set of tyres. So maybe send him out now. So send Ocon out first, and then Yuki. And hopefully they'll be able to put in a fabulous lap here. So here we go. Ocon's out there on the scrubs. Tsunoda on a brand new set. Let's hop on board with him. He's currently 13th. I'm expecting possibly Norris and Ricciardo to improve. Ocon quicker in the first sector, as is Yuki Tsunoda, now flying round the middle sector. Hopefully Tsunoda can go into cops and hold that a little bit truer on these brand new soft tyres. Ocon meanwhile going through Maggots and Beckett's. Let's see where he's up to. He's following one of the McLarens, and yep, it is 2 green sectors for Esteban Ocon. It's going to be a great lap for him. And Tsunoda, once again, there is a McLaren there, and he did have to back out just a little bit. He's 13th at the moment. I think he's going to be all right anyway, but he comes up to the line, and no improvement for him. But Ocon does improve on the scrubs and gets himself up to 4th place. But it's looking like the Red Bulls are quick again. 1 and 2 for them. Norris pops up into 12th place, but going out in Q1 is Maloney, Gasly, Zhou Guanyu, De Vries, and Daniel Ricciardo. Right, very interesting. Okay, Tsunoda is going to use those scrub tyres again. He was improving, did look good. And Ocon can have a brand new set for Q2. Okay then.
2, 1, should be green.
So I'm going to send out Tsunoda just after this Alpine. Well, for some reason the audio was out of sync there. I do apologise if that's been annoying you for the first few minutes of the video, but yeah, Tsunoda again coming across traffic. Unfortunately for him, he is purple in the middle sector compared to Esteban Ocon, but what is it going to be as they're flying around the final couple of corners? Ocon heads up to the line, so 25.7 for him. What about Tsunoda? He flies around the next corner and it's a 25.8. Oh, it's actually a 7.52. There you go. So Tsunoda does go quickest for now. Mick Schumacher has split our two drivers, so I'm assuming Ocon can go quicker than that. So send Ocon out there, we'll see what he can manage. Tsunoda, no improvement for him, but Ocon up to third. That's a much better time from the Frenchman. Now, Tsunoda might need to go out there again. We're 4th and 6th at the moment. We're going to get Tsunoda out there. I think Ocon will be okay. So we'll leave Ocon in the pits, but yeah, Tsunoda might need a better time out there. Naturally, yeah. Tsunoda cannot improve. He just missed the flag. So it's a shame. If, well, Sainz is out, and yeah, it's, well, both Ferraris are out of qualifying. That's a big shock, actually. George Russell and Carlos Sainz, they're out. That means Tsunoda's got through, both Haas cars and Lando Norris. But getting through to Q3, Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo, that is pretty amazing. But yeah, they're going to have to be a lot more careful than that in Q3 to try and make sure they get themselves through. So we're going to actually send Tsunoda out there first this time. And following that is going to be Esteban Ocon. So let's push that forward. Hoping there won't be much, if any, traffic, as Magnussen has spun on his lap. Tsunoda now coming up to Ocon, manages to coming up to the Red Bull of Charles Leclerc. Actually, they're both doing okay at the moment. Purple middle sector for Esteban Ocon. Tsunoda then flying round these final couple of corners. Yuki Tsunoda heads up to the line, and it's a 25.2. Brilliant time from him. Ocon over the line with a 25.1. And I think those two times are going to be very, very competitive come the end of the session. Verstappen goes quicker with a 125.1, but Perez takes pole. 24.9. Magnussen goes P2 for Mercedes. Leclerc only 7th. Wow. Where can Albon get to? He's been looking pretty rapid this weekend, and Albon now coming through the final corner. Albon over the line, and he goes 6th behind Tsunoda. Bottas is the only one. I don't think Bottas is going to compete with these sort of times. Bottas is going to fly over the line, and where does he go? He's at 10th. So very good from the boys there. Yeah, I think Tsunoda is going to try on a brand new set. And we'll see where we can qualify. Obviously, it means we don't save any tyre sets for tomorrow for Tsunoda, but he has struggled a little bit. I'll try and get Ocon a bit of a slipstream here.
Keep the pace up.
Copy.
Pick up the pace.
Yeah, copy.
Right. Oh, what's he doing? What? Oh, no. Well, That was my fault. I must have pressed call into pits rather than... Never mind. Okay, so Tsunoda's vulnerable in P5. What can Ocon do? Yeah, my bad for pressing the wrong button there. So Tsunoda down to 6th. Ocon coming through to yellow first sector for him. Coming through the middle sector. What can Ocon do? It's yellow again. Final sector's the one. Can he improve it all? It's a 25-1 again, which is very, very similar to his previous lap. But it's Charles Leclerc on pole position. Stroll manages to pop into P5. But it's 6th and 7th for Tsunoda and Ocon on the grid for tomorrow.
Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
Silverstone is certainly a circuit rich in Formula One history, from Giuseppe Farina winning the first championship race held here in 1950, right through to Lewis Hamilton's 2008 masterclass on racing in the rain.
Karun, as far as Williams are concerned, what's the mood in the garage been like this weekend?
It all feels very positive down in the garage. Everything seems in control and morale looks to be very high. The team are gelling well together.
So 52 laps of the British Grand Prix await the drivers, but there can only be one winner. Who's it going to be?
Okay then, this is the Grand Prix. Honestly think a one-stop is going to be probably the way to do it, unless you've got... I suppose you could do soft, medium, hard. Yeah, we could do with Ocon, just to try and make him super quick. Yeah, that's what we're going to do with Ocon. We're going to have an attack and two-stop strategy. Tsunoda, he's just going to one-stop it. He's going to go hards and then mediums towards the end. So he's going to take those hards as long as he can. And then be aggressive towards the end of the race. That looks good to me. So that's what we're going to do with Tsunoda. It's going to be tough, but... I'm hoping that will turn out to be a good strategy. A 1:19.18 and a 1:19.24. There's 6 seconds difference between the drivers come the end of the Grand Prix. We'll, of course, take off a lap of fuel for them each as well. And hopefully we can tell Tsunoda, look, avoid the high-risk curbs. Won't slow him down too much. So let's get into it then for this British Grand Prix.
The British Grand Prix is nearly upon us. The drivers composing themselves on the grid ahead of 52 laps around Silverstone. If Pierre Gasly's feeling the pressure, he's certainly not showing it.
Sure, they'll be chasing the points, but from P16, they've got their work cut out.
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine.
Here we go then. We are ready and round to go. Here it is, the British Grand Prix. And it's lights out, away we go. And we have got Charles Leclerc off to a great start to this Grand Prix. Ahead of Sergio Perez, and Kevin Magnussen will be having a look as well. And it's Esteban Ocon. What a start for him. He's already up into 4th, coming around the outside of his championship rival Max Verstappen. And in fact, what we're going to say is be aggressive on your overtakes here at the start. And he does go down the inside. Perfectly done from Esteban. He is past Max Verstappen. Now what we could do is with Yuki Tsunoda past him as well. This could be a perfect opportunity for Yuki Tsunoda to get past Max Verstappen at the start. And now Ocon chasing after the 2 Mercedes cars, who, well, Magnussen's on soft tyres. The other 2, they are on mediums and will be pretty fast, but Ocon should be able to get past them quite nicely in these first couple of laps. Now, here we go into the final couple of corners. Going to reduce that to interval now, and Esteban Ocon, the fastest of anybody on that first lap, which is kind of what we were expecting there. Tsunoda, meanwhile, struggling to stay with Max Verstappen. Again, kind of what we were expecting. So let's zoom it forward now. Yeah, I think ERS, we're going to just whip that down to neutral, whip that down to aggressive. Sonoda, let's do the same for him. And he's under pressure from Alex Albon here. And there we go. Right, we are going to tell him to avoid high-risk curbs. And we'll see if he's able to look after those hard tyres as DRS becomes available. But we've got Esteban Ocon right behind Kevin Magnussen. I think should be able to make a move on him fairly quickly. We've got Perez and Leclerc leading the way. Okay, coming round onto lap 4 of this Grand Prix. It's a high-paced Grand Prix, is the British. Wow, somehow Magnussen had DRS on the two in front there. He's very, very fortunate. Won't be long.
Do what you can to keep the tyres cool.
Copy it up.
He's having a little look here. Yeah, I'm going to actually tell him to use his ERS deployment now. And he might look into cops.
No energy.
Yeah.
Nope, no luck there. But again, Magnussen just very luckily within that DRS range. Six laps into this race. Yeah, Ocon needs to be getting past K-Mag here. It's just not going for us at the moment. But he might have a go down the inside. This is a huge move if he can get there. No, not quite. Not quite. And meanwhile, Yuki Tsunoda now just dropping back, obviously. His time will come. Oh, Ocon went wide there. That's not good. That's not good for Ocon. We rode on board with him there. He went wide. And now, well, Alex Albon will catch and pass him, I'm afraid. So let's get those tyre temps back down to temperature. Keep following Alex Albon. Try and make the tyres go a little bit longer. That's the plan here. So time to keep pushing.
No energy.
Copy.
Need to look after the tyres.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is okay from Ocon. He's going to come in this lap. So let's see how he gets on. Ocon's in. And he is going to come back out. Pretty much at the back. Especially because he's had a slow pit stop. 3.8. But now he's on brand new medium tyres. So let's push forward with him. Sonoda, meanwhile, managing to look after his tyres quite nicely.
What's happened there?
Copy, just sit tight for now.
I'm going to take off avoid high-risk curbs. That should allow Sonoda to close in on Bottas quite nicely here. Meanwhile, Ocon now up to 13th position. This could be risky. Should be able to get him down the hanger straight though. And does. Very nicely done from Esteban there. Now, Max Verstappen is in the pit lane. But he's out of the pit lane well before Esteban Ocon. So that's how much time he's lost in all of this. So Ocon in 12th. Starting to close up to Piastri.
Get the tyres down now.
Now, Sonoda, what sort of times is he putting in? 32s. So he's not at leader pace, but... Come on, pull to the inside, matey. No, it's not happening. That's fine. Right. Yeah, Piastri's tyres should be unmanageable. That's a good move from Ocon. Back up to P10 now. He's got Lando Norris next. And then he might struggle a bit. Right, how's Sonoda doing? He's P5. But remember, he's doing one less pit stop than most. So Ocon coming around now, and yep, he's into P6. This is Perez on brand new soft tyres. Yeah, nicely done. Oh, Sonoda's managed to get us past. Very nicely there. Yeah, very well done. Very well done for Esteban Ocon. Now Sonoda's still got quite a bit of time before he's coming into the pits. Don't know if that is going to work, that strategy, but we'll keep trying. Ocon up to P4 at the moment. Now Ocon should be able to catch up to Kevin Magnussen quite nicely. Let's get back onto interval. Yes, Sonoda 7th as it stands. Ocon starting to get into pit window territory. Right, how are those tyres doing? They're doing pretty well, so we can be aggressive now, I would say. Yeah, Magnussen in.
The window is open. Okay.
There's a yellow flag out there, but nothing come of it just yet. Alright, Ocon will be coming in this lap to put on the hard tyres. Okay, Ocon in.
Copy.
And Tsunoda is going to be coming on next lap.
So we'll box.
Copy.
A good pit stop from Ocon. So now is 11th position. Doesn't have to pit again on brand new hard tyres. Let's see what he can do from now until the end of the race. As Tsunoda is coming in now. And he's going to have those medium tyres to the finish. Oh dear, 6-second pit stop for Yuki Tsunoda. So 2 pit stop errors today. Not really good enough because they're exhausted, bless their cotton socks. We haven't been giving them their 3-day break, so yeah, that definitely is something that they were benefiting from beforehand. Good move on Lance Stroll for Esteban Ocon. Now, he's got the best tyres of the top 10. Let's see what he can do. We've got 18 laps to go here. Let's see if Ocon can produce another amazing comeback in these final few laps of this British Grand Prix. Tsunoda currently P18. We'll see what he can do in his final few laps as well. Might even get a fastest lap in there. Right. Yeah, we have got people in the pits, and that's the thing with Ocon. Quite a few might come into the pits later on. Now is Ocon going to have a try at Bottas here? No, doesn't try this time. Should get past with the DRS though. And does. Nicely done from Esteban Ocon. Bottas trying to hold it in there. But that's not going to work. So Max Verstappen leaves the pit lane. He's in 3rd place, so he's going to gain points on Ocon. Tsunoda, meanwhile, up to 16th place. Make that 15th now. Yep, Ocon up to 6th. Perez in the pit lane now. Is Ocon going to come out in front of Perez? Just in front.
He's currently low.
Yeah.
Tsunoda past Mick Schumacher. Right, we're going to let Ocon just go for it a bit here. See how far he can get ahead of Oscar Piastri. And it's starting to catch up to Carlos Sainz. Perez is going to be quicker. But now Ocon within DRS of Sainz. Magnussen should be catchable. Don't know about anybody else by the end of the race, but should be P5 come the finish, I think, for Ocon. Now, can Sainz hold off Perez for a little bit? It's going to be tricky because Perez is on brand new soft tyres, tries to go around the outside of Sainz, doesn't manage it there. There goes Perez, he's through. Very nicely done. But you can see Ocon closing up on Kevin Magnussen. But there goes Perez down the inside of turn 1. Ocon desperately trying to stay there. He's going to have DRS, should be able to stay close here. Tsunoda, meanwhile, P12 closing in on George Russell. And here we got the two Mercedes teammates pretty much side by side. Now what we haven't had here is a safety car, of course, which would have made this really, really interesting. As Perez puts in fastest lap of the race so far. There's Kevin. I think Kevin's actually dropped out of DRS of his teammate already. So it should be P4, I would suggest, by the end of the Grand Prix for Ocon. The only other thing could be Verstappen and Perez's tyres hitting the cliff and Ocon being able to get past those. But yeah, that's not going to be easy. So let's zoom it through. Ocon should be able to get Magnussen fairly shortly. You can see Leclerc's tyres, they're possibly going to go off a cliff. The two soft tyre runners might do as well. It could be an intense final 8 laps, especially if there's a safety car. DRS, ERS, and through goes Esteban Ocon, up into 4th place now. And will chase after the top 3 to try and get a podium. The dream would be to get Max Verstappen, but I just think there's not quite enough laps to do that, even if Verstappen was to have a little bit of an incident. Tsunoda's 2.4 behind Russell. He's actually 6 seconds behind the points at the moment. We'll see what Tsunoda can do. I don't think his strategy has worked out so well today. But anyway, Ocon, P4, staying ahead of Kevin Magnussen for now. We'd quite like to push him on and get him well ahead of Kevin, so that Magnussen will not get back past using DRS. Tsunoda's now overtaking Russell. He's just a couple of seconds behind the points. Should get there. 5 laps to go as Max Verstappen puts in the fastest lap of the race. He's starting to try and turn the screw on Charles Leclerc. There's literally a second between them. And actually Verstappen has overtaken Leclerc for the lead of this Grand Prix. 3 laps to go here. I'm tempted to push as hard as I can, as Tsunoda has now got past Valtteri Bottas. There's 6 seconds between him and Oscar Piastri now. Can Ocon get back within a second of Sergio Perez, who is struggling out there? Ocon's tyres should be nicer. We are about 15 seconds off Verstappen and Leclerc. And yeah, I think Leclerc's going to struggle to get back to parity with Verstappen. So it looks like Max Verstappen is going to end up winning this race. Now, Ocon right behind Sergio Perez. This is possibly the time. Gonna have DRS.
Use energy.
Gonna try a bit of ERS as well. I'm gonna try and fly it round the outside here as Max Verstappen starts his final lap of the race. Perez stays glued to the inside, but it's gonna be Esteban Ocon that takes 3rd place, and that is gonna be a very, very well executed strategy for Esteban Ocon. He came good at the end. And here we are onto the final lap of this British Grand Prix.
Last lap.
And you can see how much quicker he is than Charles Leclerc at the moment. Max Verstappen leads though. It's Charles Leclerc in 2nd. Obviously, Verstappen, Leclerc could potentially make a mistake here at the end. So, we're going to push all the way with Ocon. What is he going to be able to do now? Yuki Tsunoda, he's 5 seconds behind Oscar Piastri. Now it's going to happen there, but he is going to get himself some points, which is, you know, quite nice, really. But Ocon just taken out half a second at a time from Charles Leclerc. Into Maggots and Beckett's one final time for Esteban Ocon, hopping onto the podium. He's a championship contender, and his consistency will do him some good. Obviously, if Verstappen has a DNF, anything like that, engine penalty, you never know. Verstappen wins the British Grand Prix. Leclerc over the line in 2nd, but Ocon is coming round now. He's going to finish in 3rd place and on the podium. Very well done from Esteban Ocon. Well executed strategy. He's over the line and he finishes in 3rd place. Nicely done. Tsunoda closed it in on Piastri, but just not quite the right strategy today. We went for a 1-stop. Didn't quite work out for him, and yeah, he's going to finish in 10th place. Just didn't have the pace overall. So Tsunoda comes over the line, gets a single championship point, but finishes in 10th. So after the intense races that we've had recently, it was a bit more of a quiet affair, really. But, you know, very good result nonetheless for Esteban Ocon. We'll zoom through everything else for now, but on to the podium for the Frenchman.
Now that's an excellent drive today from Esteban Ocon.
That was an excellent performance. They set out with a great strategy and it paid off with an impressive podium finish.
We may see these kind of scenes a lot in Formula One, but it's easy to forget just what it means to the whole team. And there's no denying that the Frenchman deserves this result. He was absolutely brilliant.
Podium number 8 now, I think they've reached this season. That's really impressive.
So 8 podiums for Esteban Ocon. That's very, very strong, isn't it?
Finishers won't be celebrating with a cup of tea tonight. They'll be staying true to Formula One tradition. Now, Karun, no doubt there'll be a lot for the teams to process after that race. But how do you think the Williams team are feeling?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
And here in Silverstone, the weekend now draws to a close.
Next round, we're moving on to an exhilarating circuit. Formula One will be taking to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Well, there you go then. Max Verstappen wins the British Grand Prix from Charles Leclerc in second. Esteban Ocon is third. Perez and Magnussen, great weekend for Mercedes, fourth and fifth. Gasly sixth and Sainz in seventh. Albon eighth, Piastri ninth and Tsunoda in P10. Into the Drivers' Championship then. Ocon drops to 28 points behind Max Verstappen. Yuki Tsunoda is currently sixth. Probably will compete for fourth in the end. Don't think he'll get anywhere near anybody else. He's only had one podium this season compared to the 8 from Esteban Ocon and of course the 9 from Max Verstappen. But 4 race wins this season so far for Esteban Ocon. Still in a very good position. We are still 97 points behind Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. Into the Pit Stop Championship, Esteban Ocon wins that one as well, and that means we are still completely dominating that championship. Should win the DHL Fastest Pit Stop Trophy. So that is where we're going to leave it for today. The underfloors and rear wings, they're all manufactured, all looking good. We've got the Hungarian Grand Prix next time out, so I hope you'll join me for that. If you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.